Oh, peace and love reflections. Peace and love. Talking to a reflection today, and I was saying that today is a day that I think I'm gonna have to go in a bit. And that's just what we're gonna do because I've had a morning of altercation that I should have just let go. But you know what? At a certain extent, I needed to see what was going on. I need to feel what was going on, the vibe that was being pushed around on my page. So I felt it was time for me to start just getting in touch with the people. So you know what, today we're going to talk about living backwards, because we're out here living backwards. And I want to touch on living backwards in a way that a lot of people aren't touching on this. A lot of people are talking about this in the sense of living with nature. I want to talk about this from a philosophical and psychological sense, how we're living backwards, because the stuff that I was just dealing with just today, we need to have a conversation about this. So why are we living backwards? What do I mean when I say we're living backwards right now? So earlier today, right, I saw a post about a percentage that says 85%. Hey, Great Rising. I saw a post that said 85% of the hurricanes follow in the path of the transatlantic slave trade. Now, when I saw this quote, when I saw this stat, I thought, that shit is strange and it's coincidental. Now, I reposted it. So, when I reposted this, was I saying that I believe that everyone who gets affected and hit by hurricanes deserve it? No. Was I saying that I believe that fact of the matter, because there was a slave trade that went through this area, that hurricanes should be brushing through? No. What did the post say? The post said that 85% of the time there's a hurricanes that fall through this line, right? That is just a fact. That's like saying 85% of the time thunder strikes in these areas. Does that mean that I have any ill remorse or ill will towards these people? No, no sense at all. Now, if you watch my videos, right, if you go on my page, what do? Do I promote the health of people? Yes. Do I promote the oneness of people? Yes. Do I promote the betterness of self and understanding of the world around us, so that you could properly go out into this world and have a better notion of truth, a better notion of peace, and a better notion of happiness? Yes. So with that being said, do you think that I would ever want to do something that in any sense would make certain people or make these people feel lesser or feel that I don't care about them? No. Right? Why did I put that up there? Because I thought it was weird. So, what do we have here? When I post this, you have some people who like it, right? So we have to talk about just how we perceive information. And this is how I'm going to talk about living backwards, right? So people perceive me, right? Most of the things, probably, we'll say 90% of the things that I post, right? 90% are about betterment of people, are about betterment and knowledge of understanding of self. So 90% of the stuff is about that. 10% might be fluff, like, or comments like, hey, have a great, beautiful day. Even that's about it. So let's say 98%. So this comment I'll put in the 2 percentile of things that are just like filler. Like, oh, I saw this was kind of interesting. Bink. Just like if I saw a thing about hempcrete, they're trying to block me on this download. No way. I'm moving right next to the building for this, because this one, we're not missing out on this one. So I've talked about how we're living backwards, and perception is 100% based on this. So if you see it as a being, right, and 98% of the things that he did is good, right? So I get a test back, and I get a 98 on the test, right? And the one thing that I got wrong in your eyes, maybe, and not even in the eyes of the general public, but just in your eyes, you're giving me flack for that, where you gotta spend an hour of time on that of your day, giving me flack on my test about it. What does that say about me? What does that say about you? Okay, so why am I saying this? So people are saying that because I post this, I am insensitive to people. Now, for a lot of you guys, right, a lot of people who are on my Facebook page, I give out free nutritional help. I give out free herbal help. I don't charge anyone for herbal or nutritional help. I go shopping at places with people. I donate my time to people. I donate my time to charities. I do all this stuff for free, right? So if anyone cares about the betterment of people in the most fully loving way, I would think it's me. I'm a pretty good example of that, right? So do you think that I do anything against people, or I would post anything that's just with like without a doubt just backwards decisiveness for anything. No. So this is how we have to look at information. So if I look at the Bible, right, you have people who read the Bible, right? You have people who read the Quran. You got people who follow the Dhamma Buddha. You have people who follow all these religious books. Now, are there some people who follow these religious books and use them for evil? And are there some people who follow these religious books and use them for good? Now, is that information any different? So, is the information in any of these religious books different, where I could have a white supremacist who follows it and then a very angelic being who follows the same book? Is the book any different, or is it the observer of the book? So the problem is not with the information. The problem is never with information that's out there. The problem is never with the words that we see. The problem is not with the words that we see. It's the eyes that see the words, right? So if I'm reading a Bible, right, and I'm using the Bible for good, right, and I'm using the Bible in a pure sense, I'm doing good with the information. As the observer, I know how to properly transmute the information into positivity. However, could there be a being who looks at the Bible and figures out how to oppress people and do wrong by it? Yes. It's the same thing with information, and it's the same thing with a post on Facebook or any information that you see. I can look at a piece of information and I could either take that good or bad, right? But it's based on my perception. If I don't ask whoever posted these things, whoever did this thing, what is your perception? What is your background when you did this, right? That's just saying that I'm automatically throwing my assumption onto the topic. So what does this mean by living backwards? Okay, so within this comments, within the commentary base that followed this, right, they were saying that, oh, I appreciate your mantra, I appreciate the things you post, I appreciate the things that you give out, you're putting out positive vibes, however, I just think that this is off rail. Okay, so everyone has seen the post about the math teacher, right, who the first one, he puts 9 times 1 equals 8, and then he goes through the rest and answers them all right, right? But everyone talks about the one thing they did wrong. Now, if you want to trigger on the one thing that I do wrong, and you look at my track record and the percentage says that, wow, this dude is doing a lot for people, this dude is helping people, this dude gives up his own time for people, I do shit for free. I do nutritional work with people for free, herbalist work with people for free, I do this stuff for free. I don't need money from people because I believe that's me doing my good back for people, right? So if you're going to look at all that stuff that I do well, and the first time I mess up feel like you need to jump on me, that's showing how you're living, not how I'm living, right? So if you feel like you need to push this on me and teach me, I think you need to sit back and take lessons. We need to all take lessons on what it is that triggers us and figure out how that shows where we're at. And I say live backwards because a lot of us, we listen to music, we watch TV, we do all these different things. When we look at all these people who are watching on TV, we look at these musicians, are they doing 100% good things? Are these people that we idolize, that we worship, are they doing 100% good things? But are we spending a lot of time questioning them? Are we spending a lot of time really getting into what their ethics are, what their ideals are before we buy a CD, before we go to a concert, before we spend time watching them, before we do all these things? Are we really questioning their ethics and morals? So if you see someone in your life, right, and they're doing good things, they're doing a majority good things, you see them do a good work, they're trying to give knowledge and empower people and do all this, why would you go at them with anything but positivity? Why would you want to deter them from their path in any way, shape, or form? Shouldn't that be the person that you're giving the slack to, right? If I have a following of 2 million people and I'm over here smoking blunts on freaking live videos all day, and I'm drinking wine, I'm out at bars every night, I'm making songs about just degrading women and all that, shouldn't that be the person that you go at with callous disregard? Shouldn't that be the person that you jump out your bones to go out and argue, right? Should it be the dude who you see, oh shit, he's kind of dropping knowledge of self, he's doing things like this, I'm gonna go at him for the one thing that I really don't agree with, right? Because been a lot of things, right? I post things, I get all kind of inboxes, I get all kind of messages, I get people who say that because I say like I'm a god in my reality, I'm starting to understand these topics, understand these notions that I'm not religious, I don't believe in God, I believe I'm above people, I believe I'm better people than people, and all I say is that I am you, I am all of you that watch me. I'm all of you that watch me, but I just express a different part of you. I express a different part of you. If you sit down and actually watch me, I'm just expressing a different part of something that you have inside of you already, right? So when like you sit at home, if you're someone who doesn't eat well and doesn't do all this stuff, when I go on live and I talk about how I eat healthy and how I eat this, I'm expressing a part of you that you probably think about. Like, damn, what would it be like to eat healthy? What would it be like to be a fruitarian? Because that's a part of me that I've created in my head. Right, I created that in my head. I was like, damn, I see people do it. Imagine if like people think about being a vegan. Damn, I could never be a vegan, but imagine if I was, right? So you see a vegan post, you jump into that mindset. You go, oh shit, this dude's a vegan. Let me see what he eats like, right? I'm seeing myself in that person. I'm trying to envision a lifestyle like that, right? That's why I watch it, because I see part of myself in there. Now, when I say we're living backwards, I say we're living backwards because we always want to fight and be triggered on people that are doing good things and holding them to an even higher standard than already a high standard, instead of just going at the people who are promoting low standards and trying to move them up. So if you see a being like me out there, who if you go down my timeline, I'm over here trying to inform you on shit that a lot of you guys don't get the time to look up in your day-to-day basis. However, that is what I do. That is knowledge I have of myself that I share with you, so you can make that knowledge you have of yourself. So when you see that, that should just be like, okay, cool, I'm not worried about this. I know that 95% of the time I go to this page, I'm getting good knowledge. However, I go over and look at Lil Uzi Vert's page, and I see that this motherfucker is over here drinking all day, posts about all this kind of bullshit. I'm going to question that. And I'm going to be like, yo, what the hell is going on over here? I'm going to question how much I listen to that music, Kim Kardashian, all these. I'm going to question how she's affecting my subconscious mind, how she's making me feel empowered about myself. And I'm going to leave this motherfucker over here alone, because this guy, if 98% of the time he's posting some good shit, even if he does one shit, I can look over that. However, if he's posting 98% good shit and there's one thing that like I don't really agree with, should I be jumping on that when this person over here is posting 40% shit that I agree with and 60% shit that I really don't agree with? Should I be questioning him? Like a lot of girls, like a lot of women, like a lot of women, we're like, you guys are in the club dancing to music and shit, talking about degrading you, calling you bitches, calling you all this nonsense. You guys are dancing to that shit. You guys will dance to that shit all day long. But then you hear someone say like, yo, you don't need to wear makeup to be beautiful, and you go at that motherfucker. That's the person you violate and attack. So what is that saying about where you're at mentally? But you'll listen to a song about fucking throwing tens at a girl who's shaking that ass all day. Where are we at up here? Where is our mentality at up here? What are we living for? What are we questioning? Where is our mindset at? And that's what I'm out here. You see me posting 98% good shit. I post one thing that might be questionable. Do I need to get 30 comments on the way down? Someone trying to argue with me about something I think is a strange coincidence and trying to make me argue with me like I think it's a fact? No, I shouldn't have that. No, I shouldn't have that. I shouldn't have that. No one should deal with that. Because I see a lot of people that I'm with on this wave, on this path, and they're posting things, and they're trying to talk to people, they're trying to put information that they got out there, and people come at them and question them about the strangest things. The strangest things people are out here talking to people about. People are coming at people about the weirdest things. But then you look at the other side of the spectrum, I flip the coin on the other side, and I see all this adoration and love for these people that are promoting negative self-images. The detriment of like the mind and the subconscious mind and the understanding of being, those people are getting adoration. But the second you start trying to spit that good shit, no one fucks with you. What is the deal here? Where are we at? Where are we at? So that's what I'm saying. We're living backwards, right? I have like, you look at some Nature Boy stuff, you look at some of the other light beings out here, they're talking about living backwards as far as living in tune. That's real lit and all. Like, I fuck with all that as well. That's why I be out here sleeping in a tent. I be out here getting in tune like that too. But on an even bigger notion, we're not even living in tune, we're living backwards with just how we view things. The things that we're choosing to fight with, right? Why are you choosing to fight with me when there's so much more wrong? How come when you go down your timeline and you see a Bud Light ad, you're not over here blocking that shit, but you can come over here and come at me, right? Bud Light is over here leading to early death, right? Alcohol is freaking killing all of us. But no one has a problem with alcohol, but everyone gotta say some shit to me when I say that you shouldn't be eating meat. I say, yo, you should be living like a fruitarian, eat fruit and nuts. It's gonna make you healthy, right? I have someone who's been suffering from like lower GI infections, stuff like that. I cured him in 2 weeks with just putting him on a fruit-based diet and giving him a couple herbs. Cured him in 2 weeks, right? I don't get any adoration for that. However, the second I post some shit like, yo, don't eat meat, someone's gonna come at me and come question me, sending me some kind of Bible quote about we have dominion over the earth. I post some shit from the Old Testament just to fuck with them. Do I really care about religion like that? No. But then people want to argue with me about how like my religious beliefs are. I don't fuck with religion. I fuck with spirituality. I fuck with just people. I fuck with the love of all beings. I don't fuck with a religion base. Because I've already heard all the religions. I've read all the religions. You don't think I have? Ask anyone who spends time with me. And that's the problem. A lot of people don't spend time with you. They don't be around you like that, but they want to question you based on their viewpoint of the things that they know, right? So if someone has not read the Bhagavad Gita, they haven't read the freaking Vedas, they haven't read the Dapna Buddha, they haven't read the Tao, like the Tibetan Book of Living, Diet and Dying, they haven't read the Quran, they haven't read the Bible, they haven't read the Torah, they haven't read all these different things. They're going to come at you like they haven't read the Hermeticum. They're going to come at you like, yo, what you're saying, I don't get what you're talking about. Like, you're not following all these laws, because I don't abide by the laws of one religious book. I would never do that. Why would I do that? Because every single society that has followed the laws of one religious book, are any of them thriving and showing justice and showing peace throughout their whole lands? No, every single one is showing flaws. So why am I going to just follow one single book and one solitary law set? It would be illogical. So we want to talk about illogicality. Illogicality is saying that I can't step back and look at all these things and pick properly what are the things that will serve me, what are the things that will be proper, right? Because now you're just giving your energy to certain orbs. We're giving our energy to all these orbs. We got mad oversouls. We got all kind of things going on here. People don't understand that you're under freaking spiritual attack, mental attack, all this in all different ways. And when I say that, I just say because there's so many things trying to get your mind and get your mind into these very like pigeonholed ideologies where you can't just step back and then just breathe. I step back and breathe. Why can I say, yo, I took time to read all these different things, so I got a good foundation and base, so I can step back. I know that I don't have to sit here and define myself by these particular laws, but I know that there are truths in things. I know that I should respect people. I know that I should respect animals. I know that I should respect the environment. I know that there are things I should respect. I shouldn't lie to people. I shouldn't be doing these certain things, because that's out of respect for people, environment, and the things around me, because that's all these things are trying to prove. However, in some religions, you can disrespect certain things like that. Right? In some religions, you could go around here like tearing open an animal's neck in public, and that's cool to everyone. Right? And watching something die and mutilating a body, you can go and like cut a child's penis and do all this shit, and that's okay. Why? There's no scientific fact that proves circumcision is cool. Right? There's no scientific fact that proves circumcision is good for the human body. Right? But we just go around mutilating penises. Why? Because a book. Because a book written by someone that saying that they were that God gave it to him. Like, while I'm talking to you right now, I could tell you that God gave me all this information. Does that mean that I'm now like the official spokesperson for God? No, because you should be critically looking at the things I'm saying, right? So if I'm reading the Bible, I'm reading all these books, and I see, let me see, 90% of this information is alright, maybe even less in some books. 90% of this information is okay. However, because they said God wrote it, I should just follow this whole entire thing. No, I should say, yo, if there's only 90% of this information that I can rock with and I think really makes sense, that's the information that I'm taking. All that other shit, God couldn't have possibly wrote that. Because you know what? If we're talking about God, we're talking about understanding of this all divine being, which everyone always wants to go back to. This motherfucker made the most perfect system ever. Bugs clean this does this does the most perfect system ever. So you think he'd ever have flaws in the shit that he's doing? You think anything would be flawed? Do you think anything would ever like yield improper injustice if it was something that this divine ass hand wrote? No. So what are we talking about here? What are you arguing with me about? What are we based in? Right? If you're not out here standing up and arguing against all this music, all this media, all this kind of stuff, all this like money worship, idol worship, and all these different senses of the form, but you want to come at me because I just post something that's like I wonder if that's real, then we got to have a quick conversation, because a lot of this stuff is not lining up. right? It's not lighting up. I'm the most non-judgmental person you could ever come around. Non-judgmental, right? I'm here because I know I'm you. Literally, when someone comes to me like, yo, I fucked up at this, it's like, yo, okay, bro, I've done that too. I've done that too. I've fallen. I know I'm imperfect. I don't say I'm perfect because I know I'm so flawed, but I actively accept my flaws. I know I'm wrong. The only way I could learn information and learn how to do certain things was I had to say, yo, I do not know. The only way I could know how to eat properly was because I said, yo, I'm not eating properly. I'm trying to eat all this shit. It's not having good effects, so I can't be eating properly right now. So I gotta try and figure out another way. I'm doing this right here and it's not yielding good results, so I gotta look for another way. All I do is critique myself and tell myself I'm wrong. That's all I do. I go, yo, even if I do anything right now, I think I'm on a pretty nice base. Like I always bring like diet is the easy thing. So I'm like, yo, I'm on a pretty good base. However, sometimes I have certain nuts and they don't like agree with me. When I go, oh, well, I can't even have that nut. That nut's not good for me, so I can't eat that. Boom. Facts. Like I just question it. It's like, yo, this might not be too good. That might not be. I don't hold on to anything, and that's where you get messed up. And that's where we get messed up in the society, right? We all want to hold on to these notions. We want to cling to things. Because when you just sit in the idea of I don't know, and you say like, yo, I can't know everything. There's too much information in this world for me to know everything. So all I can do is just sit here and be objective and just see what comes in. When information comes in, I just weigh it openly. And then I find out what's true. That's how you live forward. That's how we live proper. So information comes in and I look at it and go, okay, wow, okay, because I don't care if I'm wrong or right, I can just accept this and I could be like, yo, this is truth, right? I can just accept it easier if I just never say like, this is definitive fact. No, never do that, because then you're going to get stuck. You get stuck, and that's what we see with like, everyone's always mad at their parents, like, they don't understand. Why? Because they're like, back in my day, this is how we did it, right? Because they just stick on to these old ass things. Right, so who are we in this day and age to be sticking on to old ass things too? Right, we stick on to old ass things, right? No one can speak for anyone else, right? You look at, we want to talk about all these different religious, spiritual beliefs. You get the 42 divine principles. Only like, I should only be worried about things that concern me, right? So if I see a post and I'm sitting here like, oh, this may offend all the victims of this hurricane in some way, shape, or form, I'm gonna go and attack this being for it. Am I worried about the concerns of myself? Then I go and have a cheeseburger for lunch. Am I worried about myself here? Or I go and smoke a cigarette? Or I go and have a drink later? What am I worried about right now? I'm taking my worries and putting them on someone else. That's why I think it's crazy. Like, people will do like a 5K walk for cancer, go get fucked up after. Go get drunk and go like do all this stuff. So what are you worried about? Right? If you're gonna walk 5K for cancer for people, but then go and drink and do something that might make your body an acidic environment where you can catch cancer, why are you worried about walking 5K? Why are you working 5K? Perfection is illusion. That's the part of exactly. No one is perfect. No one is perfect, but it's until we understand that no one is perfect, that we're all imperfect beings, then we can truly start to seek truth and walk in a path and know that you can sliver and fall right and left, but at least towards this path. If I waver here and here, it's good, but if I think I'm perfect and I'm walking over here but the line's here, we're off. We're not. We gotta be objective. That's why I say like, yo, I'm objective to things. If people come out with me with proper information and I can see it, I'll go, okay, cool. But we can't be holding on to all these different things, right? It's like, yo, 98% of the things that you post I agree with, right? 98% of the things that you post I agree with. Okay, I go down a timeline, I see people posting shit about people walking on rakes. I see about shit about people like hitting each other with bats, all this kind of stuff. So if I'm posting 98% shit that's knowledge of self, and you see people over here posting shit about people getting hit with rakes, walking over rakes, and like, you don't just go on there and go, hey bro, there's just a major disaster. You think you should be posting stuff about knowledge of self, not people getting hit by rakes? But you come over here at like the one thing that I do out of 95 posts, and you're like, this is kind of off kilter. You should really think about this. Who are you? Who are you? Who are you? Right? Because what am I trying to do? What are you trying to do? I work with people. Like, you could see that on my page, and you could see that through people that I agree, like that I come across with on a day-to-day basis. I work with the health and knowledge of things with people, right? I've always done it. I got my herbalist certificate, and I never charged one person for herbal work. never, ever, ever. You can ask any single person that I have given herbal consulting to, and they have never had to pay me one dime. One dime. I've worked with chronic illness, I've worked with serious shit, and I've never charged one dime to them. Not one dime. Not one penny. Right? So why have I doing this? Starting to unravel from all this. It's so beautiful to see so many of us to unravel from all the trances. Facts. Because we gotta check these things, bro. We gotta check. It's all about checking what's going on in your environment, bro. Because, like, I'm out here just wondering what these things are about. Because we got so many people out here living left, and then they always want to question the one person living right because they don't. No, just get to the middle first. Get to the middle. That's why I talk about people like in this religious trance, because the religious trance is the one that's been getting me a lot lately, because those are the people who are so spirited to come at me all the time. Because I think religion is beautiful in a sense. I think religious books in some senses there's beauty in them. And that's why I'm like, yo, I can't believe that some of these people are doing this stuff when they're reading some of these beautiful books that have so many truths in it. But it's scary. It's scary. It's scary when people are holding too much onto these opinions, onto these notions, onto these things that they have to worry about things way bigger than themselves. No one should be speaking out for humanity. I don't speak out for humanity. I don't speak on the account of all people when I talk, when I post. I'm not saying, I'm speaking on behalf of all of the animals when I say you shouldn't. No, I'm speaking on behalf of logic, but I say, yo, is it weird that, like, people will watch a public display of a bull run in Spain where a bull is then, like, being stabbed, run through the streets to just be slaughtered at the end? Is that, like, a little bit weird that little kids are watching that? Yes, that's freaking weird. Is it weird that people are sacrificing animals in front of children and, like, making them see that? Yes, that's weird. Is it weird that we're having our kids watch shows on TV where there are people blowing people's heads off? They're over here playing video games where they're first person shooting people and killing things? Yes, that's weird. These are the things that I speak on. These things, because logically it's weird. Why would I want to jump in first person to killing someone? Why would I want to play a first person shooter? So I can, like, now we can put on 3D virtual reality glasses so we actually feel like we're in the environment killing someone. Why would we want to do that? Right? Why would we want to do that? How does that logically, how is that showing that, like, we're trying to better ourselves, we're trying to promote peace, we're trying to promote understanding, we're trying to do all these different things? I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe maybe I'm the crazy one out here, right? Maybe I'm the sick one. That's what it gets down to. I've gotten into arguments with people. I've had people tell me I'm weird because I say money's evil, we shouldn't have money. A year ago, I was sitting in a room telling people, yo, I was having an argument. People were arguing with me to the point where they were yelling at me because I was like, yo, we don't need money. Money is, and they're like, we need money for control. We need money because, like, money's gonna. I said, no, you don't. If you really like what you do, just do it. You can see on my Twitter, like, a year ago, I'm over here tweeting about freaking we don't need money to live. If everyone just did whatever they did because it's for the good of all people, then we're good. Right? And it's lit that I actually found people now that follow that. Because a year ago, I was feeling mad lost. I'm over here like, damn. I'm over here, I can't even see why we have money. But then everyone's over here telling me that I'm crazy for thinking that money is crazy. Because all I hear is people say money is the root of all evil. But then what are we all worrying about? We're all worried about money all day, right? I go and meet someone, the first thing they ask me is what I do for a living. Yo, I be. That's what I've been telling people, like, what do you do? I be. Like, what? They're like, that's grammatically incorrect. Like, nah, man, I be. I'm just a beer. What do you do for life? What's your occupation? I'm occupational beer. It's facts. Like, I occupationally just be. You look at my astrological energy, when I nurture and I'm helping people, I'm just being. So when they ask me, who am I? What do I do? I just be. I just be. At the end of the day, after that, I don't really care. So when I say we're living backwards, I say we're living backwards because our philosophies are making us come at people who are doing good, not come at people who are doing wrong. If my philosophy was straight, I'd be coming at Kim Kardashian. And then when I hear someone say, like, yo, women shouldn't be wearing makeup, you guys are beautiful without it, I wouldn't say, how dare you judge what I would say, yo, the fact that that person would even say that, that's lit. That's lit. The fact that someone would even say that I don't need to wear makeup, the fact that someone would even say, yo, if you don't shave your armpits as a female, that's cool. Do your thing, mama. whatever you think is cool. Be your natural self. If that person is the person you go at, and not the person who's telling you that you got to put a razor blade under your armpits, buy those like very, very sensitive glands and put aluminum on it after, if that's the person that you want to, like, you want to agree with that person, but the person who tells you to just leave that shit alone, let your glands work and function properly, that's the one you come after. We got to check ourselves here. We got to check ourselves. When most of the makeup has chemicals that dry your face out, that make you break out, make you go need to buy all these facial cleansers and all that, you're going to go and you're going to trust these people, but the people are like, yo, you don't even need makeup, mama. You're beautiful just how you are. You go at that person, how dare you tell me what I can and cannot put on my face? That's where we're at. That's living backwards. That's 100% facts living backwards. I'm over here telling people that I want to be respected as a man. I want to be respected at this. And I listen to music that says that unless I'm making a bag, unless I can hold a strap, unless I'm willing to go out and fight and do all this bullshit, I'm not a man. When everything tells us that, like, living in tune and in harmony with everyone and figuring out positive ways to move forward is a way to actually be a man, right? If every time I am faced with adversity, I blow up, I get mad, I start getting super, like, tense, is that really showing that you have control over yourself and control over your environment and control over your emotions? No, that's saying that you're an uncontrolled being. So are you a man? Are you a man when every time your woman has a different opinion than you, you come at her, you lash at her, you do all this stuff? Does that show you're a man? That you can't properly discourse with your female and keep her positive and not feel like you're going to over-encompass her, berate her, all this thing? No. These are the things that we got to start to challenge in society. We challenge the wrong things. We're challenging the wrong things. We're starting at the way, way, way wrong side of the spectrum. Right? We're starting at the wrong side of the spectrum here. And we got to dial it back. 3 things. We got to dial it back a few prongs. We got to start paying attention to the orbs we're giving our energy to all the time. Right? Like, it's just like real shit. Like, there's just all these orbs out here, portals and shit that we're just putting all of our energy into constantly. We're getting caught in these paradigms. I'm getting caught in these paradigms. Yo, for anyone who's out there who's suffering through all these horrific times going on around the world, I have more than the utmost sympathy for every single one of you. The fact that I feel like I even have to comment on that today's society because people are going to try and question and again make me come off my kilter, that I even would have to feel the need to say that with all the things that I do for people, with the fact that all I do is help people for free, that I feel like I have to come out here and then go over the top and say, yo, I support and acknowledge that every single person around this world is going through shit, and I am here and support and am remorseful for all the things that you are going through, and people can't just understand that through the being that I am and the love that I show to everyone, makes it seem that everyone needs to take a step back and check where they're at in life. Because that's what this is. Our homes are made from trees, our clothes are made from cotton. If you're eating vegan, you are eating plants. Trees are plants. The duality mindset, perception of our current reality, here you go. Because low frequency we use to judge our choices. It's truly a matter of perception because duality truly doesn't exist. Factomatics, factomatics, factomatics. Duality notion, the concept of the paradigm of dualness is wrong. If we just break down the genetic coding of every person, we show that it's one. We show that it's one. We show that everything is oneness. But within that oneness, it's all your perspective on the oneness. We have people with flawed perspective on oneness. They don't understand truly that this shit is oneness. That if I look at something, it's on me to see what I want to see out of that. Right? Just like when you tell someone, yo, eating fruitarian diet is the way to go. It's a way to be more in tune with nature. It's all this. But they're going to say, no, because their perspective says, I need to be able to enjoy my food. I need to be able to enjoy all these different things. I need flavor variety. That is because in their perspective, there's a split. There's a duality. They can't understand the oneness that, okay, if birds just started eating the food that a lizard was supposed to eat, would the lizard be able to then survive? No, because the bird would be eating the food of the lizard. So how would the lizard be able to survive? Then it wouldn't be. So we're in an environment where people are out here saying, look at this global climate change. Look at the climate change we're suffering. We can't sustain this lifestyle. We can't sustain this lifestyle the way we're living for too long. Yet, when we practice our day-to-day lives, we don't understand that like most of our opinion base, mostly all of the opinion bases and things that we do are based out of this flawed paradigm structure that is unsustainable. So if I'm saying that, yo, this way we're living out here is backwards, it's so unsustainable, but then every single thing I do is based on this paradigm, like I'm still like thinking about having a kid, I'm still thinking about doing all these different things, I'm just feeding into the false paradigm. Why are we becoming unsustainable? Because we're overpopulating. So if I can say, yo, global climate change is crazy, we're not going to be able to live on this earth, but I'm like, yo, I want to have 3 kids, and I don't know why, and there's no thing that's dying in our population, then why am I saying that I want to have 3 kids? I should be like, yo, I don't want to have any kids. Maybe I want to adopt some of the kids that are out here just chilling in these orphanages and give them a home and raise them proper so that they don't just get removed from these orphanages, have no sense of self, then go out and have more kids that end up in these freaking orphanages and keep the vicious cycle going. No, maybe I go, wait a second, I just step out. I go, yo, I got some knowledge of self here. Now let me just start to educate these kids, take these kids in, and so they can know what's going on. No. We, out of ego, out of pride of ourselves, want to create another version of ourselves because that's how much we think we're great. Instead of saying, no, I'm not great yet. No, we're not great. We're just supposed to be living in tune with things, right? You don't see if wolves populated like humans, think about what this world would look like. If any other animal populated like humans do, think about what this world would look like. Think about it. It shouldn't happen. It shouldn't happen. It's about living in tune and growing in your understanding. We're over here so caught up in the paradigm of Earth, we don't even really understand the astrological ramifications, the as above. We're so worried about the so below. Our children help teach us and guide us. That's a fact. That's a fact. Because you look at your kid doesn't care about anything but now. You let your kid go out, like you let your kid before you start telling, like we do things messed up now. We try and tell our kids how to play. It's currently angel of light we have access to. In this realm, we in transition phase, and the earth is a position between different realms. Fact, because we're supposed to be worrying about the as above part. We can't even get over the below part to start to understand the above. Why did they call planets demigods back in the day? What was the notion of stars? What was the notion of these things? Why would they pray into these astrological bodies? What was all these things going on? But that's too much. We got to figure out the as below, most of us, first, before we can start getting into the as above, right? The as below is stumping us right now. We're stumped in the as below because it's really just an understanding that right here, you're trying to figure out who you are and what this temple is right now, because we're in the 3rd dimension. What's a thought but a 4th dimensional thing? Right? We can't even understand the difference in dimensions here. There's a major influence for the lower realms, has a major influence for time. Yes, but time is a perspective on 4th dimension here. So we talk about 4th dimensional things. 4th dimension is the basis of time and things that we can't see in the manifestation of when we look around. So ourselves right now in these lower realms are dealing with the 3rd dimensional world. So we're here to experience, because 3rd dimension is about feeling, experience, and touch. So we're supposed to be in here gaining knowledge on experience, feeling based, and the people around us, so that when we move up into these different levels of consciousness and realms, we can expand our mind and we understand how to pull these things towards us. But we can't even understand just the as below. In transition and earth ready to upgrade. Facts, but we're getting caught. But then at a certain point, we start to learn that, like, Boza, I love it. What's up, boy? We gotta start to just understand what these different bases and notions are, and that's why I'm just getting stuck in these paradigms here. I don't want to be arguing with people on my page about what I feel about things, if I love things, all I think that Felicia Berry, you're lit. I definitely want to have a conversation with you more at some point, because you definitely you're getting realms and things like that you're a being that I definitely want to have some conversations with at some point. But I don't want to get too far off this topic, so let me just get off on this download, and definitely want to indulge in on that topic a little bit more on a later one. But thank you for bringing that stuff into the room. For some of the people who haven't peaked their knowledge on that stuff yet, that's lit. Because then we could start talking about oversouls, things of that nature, and like, again, talking about these paradigm shifts. But what I'm saying, that I'm sitting here talking to people about just trying to get in the notion of where's your psychological at, and where's your psychological notion of society at. where are you at as far as like what you're giving your money to, what you're giving your attention to, what people you're worshiping, because we given all of our energy and power to all these different things that don't serve us. Right? When I talk to people, like I used to be an athlete, crazy athlete, right? People know that I was an athlete. They know all about this stuff. But I had to start to realize that when I'm an athlete, I'm giving my time and attention to something that's not aiding or helping anyone else, right? So if I'm sitting here saying that I love basketball, I'm posting all this shit about LeBron James. LeBron James does a Sprite commercial that kids watch, and we all know what chemicals are in Sprite leads to ADHD, all this other bullshit. Is that a good thing for me to be supporting? Am I putting my energy into the right things? Am I putting my energy into the right place? No, I'm not, right? So I just had to step back and say, yo, this sports thing, all these sports, these Roman games, should I really be putting all this time and attention into it? Right? When I do certain things, are these people just doing it just to make money so that they can have all these different possessions and da-da-da? Are they really woke, some of the people that are woke? Right? They got Kyrie Irving talking about the flat earth theory. Does anyone on earth need to be worrying about the flat earth theory? Are any of us really in a position where we should be worrying about a flat earth theory? Should it even come into your mind? No, you should be worrying about, damn, why the fuck am I paying all these taxes? Why the fuck do I have to pay insurance on my car just in case something happens? Why the fuck am I doing and worrying about all of these different things before I worry about a flat earth theory? A flat earth theory is a distraction from what's really going on. Flat earth is not leading you anywhere. If I'm arguing with someone, and that's what people love doing, they hit me in my inbox, yo bro, what do you feel about the flat earth theory? I said, don't waste your time. Do not waste your time on the flat earth theory. It is a waste of time. Until one of us can fly out into space, look down and tell everyone, and we all can trust that person, don't worry about the flat earth theory. Don't worry about these things. They're distractions. Don't worry about sports. Don't worry about that stuff. It's a distraction. Right? Don't worry about paradigm arguments, right? Don't worry about these little things. They're all distractions. Worry about you first. Once you can get in tune, once you know how to be healthy, once you know, damn, okay, all this food I'm eating isn't giving me hormones that's to make me feel shit that I'm not supposed to feel. All these people around me don't put and invoke emotions in me that make me feel a way that I shouldn't feel. All these things around me in my environment that I can control, that I can perceive, that I can see, I have in control in a certain extent where things don't bug me, things don't get me going crazy. Once I got all that understood, then I could starting to mess with next level topics, next level ideas, next level thoughts. But until I can get like a grasp on this shit right here, I shouldn't be going up there. I shouldn't be worrying about that. I shouldn't be arguing with someone about like, yo, this may affect all of these different people. Damn, if all these people started wanting to have it affect them, they would all start hitting me up, because that's how the universe works, right? Whenever someone says something or does something crazy, the people, like, if it was that bad and egregious, people will jump on that. Trust me, negativity, people jump on negativity. So if there's something for people to be negative about, they'll all jump on it. But until there's something that negative for everyone to jump on, no one should be speaking on behalf of this whole global community, this whole knowledge. They should speak on the matter of what they know, what they perceive, and what they do. So if that's the case, then it's a conversation between two beings. Money, once again, anything from nature not being used for good is not good. Facts. Facts, but that's what we do. We have to do that today, right? I'm over here, so I gotta I'll tell you guys a story real quick, because this money thing, it's real factomatics. It's really just the root of all evil. It's the leading cause to living backwards, and this is why I'm gonna go into it real quick. And this will probably be like the end of this message. So I come back from California, right? I learned all this great knowledge. I learned how to do this stuff. I studied under these like naturopath doctors. I was learning all this stuff. So I come back to the East Coast. I'm like, yo, there's some people I could help. Besides the fact that I was helping people before, now people also are like, oh, you study with this, this, and this? Okay, we can believe you. Anyway, which is all BS. The first thing people ask me is, well, how much you charge for this? How much you charge for that? I said, I don't charge anything. If you ask me and I know, I share it. Ask me and I know, I share it. They go, well, that's not a sustainable business model. Who the fuck said I was in business? Who said I'm a business? Who said I want to be in business? Right? Money gets you all twisted up. I was like, yo, I want to start a holistic village down in Costa Rica so I can help people. They're like, well, how much would you charge? I said, for free. They said, well, how do you sustain that business? I wouldn't need to. It'd handle itself. What do you mean you charge them for free? It's like, what? Blah. Then I post a GoFundMe and they're like, oh, Well, you said if you got certain donations, you would allow people to come down. Yeah, because if they donate, they should be able to go down there. However, if you're sick and that shit's already there, you can come down for free. And the people who donate, if they wanted to live there, but they have a like mind, they know how to live within tune with the nature and environment, they can live there as much as they want. They can live there as long as they want. However, I'm not going to have a bunch of people who don't know how to respect nature, respect the environment, respect all these things, down living in a place where all these people want to be in tune and live in tune with the environment. I don't want that. That's why I said, yo, I make a GoFundMe. If you want to donate to this, you can come down and spend time and get healed. As much money as you give, I can you can have different amounts of times that you come down and spend. So for people who want to donate money, they could donate money and come down and spend. However, I don't want any money for people who are actually sick. Because what, am I different than a doctor? If you're sick and I tell you got to give me this amount of money, even though I use herbal and natural medicine, am I any different than a doctor? Am I still a crook? Yeah, I'm still a crook. Why? Because I got that knowledge, and like, I don't need to charge you to give you a piece of information. I don't need to charge you to give you a piece of information. I just gotta move my mouth and give you the energy so that you can retain it. And as long as you're attentive to what I say, you can do it yourself. You can do it yourself. And that's why I hate getting caught up in these crazy paradigms of people. I get caught up in these rhetorical arguments. People want to just come out and argue. They don't know what they're arguing and who they're arguing with. They want to argue with the wrong people, right? They want to argue with the wrong people. Everyone wants to pick the person who's doing right and then gets mad at them for not being perfect. When in their own reality, they're not even perfect themselves. So when they're fighting you, they're just fighting them. Because they're like, yo, this person's not perfect either, but however, he's doing more than me, so I gotta come at him even more. Bro, chill. Everyone needs to chill. I never come on this shit and say that I'm perfect. I never come on this shit and say that I'm anyone but you. When someone's like, yo, I have trouble with meat, I'm having trouble getting off meat, I say, bro, I know how good a burger tastes. Trust me, I know how good a burger tastes, but that shit's not serving you. That shit's not serving you. Trust me, it's not. I know how good Kentucky Fried Chicken is. They made it like that on purpose. It's addictive on purpose. I know. It's okay. I know. Right? People are like, yo, this alcohol, like, this shit be making me feel crazy. I feel like I could lose control. And I know it does. Trust me, I know. I'm not saying that I'm better than you for not drinking anymore, or not better than you for not partaking in these things. I just know, but I just was able to use my willpower to not. People be like, bro, everyone's talking to me about girls. Everyone's like, yo, bro, because at one point I could bag girls. Girls were attracted to me, so I would talk back to girls. I'd pick up girls, all this stuff like that. But at a certain point, I was like, yo, this shit doesn't serve me anymore. Doing all this shit with girls, it doesn't matter. Now at the point where I abstain, I just say, nah, fuck that. I don't care about girls. And people are like, bro, how do you do it? I don't even like touch I don't fuck with any of that. I'm like, yo, I haven't done that shit in months. And then even before that, it was like months before that. I go months at a time, and sometimes I'll fall in the trap. I'm like, damn, right now I want to go for a year straight without anything. But I'm like, yo, they're like, how do you do that? I can never do that. You could do the same thing. I understand how tough it is, but I just have the willpower to just not. And that's the only difference between me and anyone else. Me and you is that you can see it, and instead of saying that, yo, I could do that, you just figure out all the reasons why you can't. Just like with dieting, just like with anything, you just see something and you figure out all the reasons why you can't. I see it and just say, yo, I can. I don't let anything give me a reason not to do something. Because if I could see it and another human being has done it, that means that I can do it. And people are like, yo, you're just mad cocky. No, I'm not cocky. I just understand. I understand that there's no separation between beings. That you're just only as good as the knowledge you look to attain. So if I want to be this person, all I got to do is attain knowledge in a similar way that they did, and I could end up being the same exact thing. But I never want to be the same as anyone else. I want to be better, so I just want to attain all the knowledge from these people that I admire. If I see someone and they have knowledge and I admire that they have certain knowledge base, I go and look at the knowledge that they look at. I attain that knowledge, and boom, now I'm able to become understanding and perceptive from their point of view. Now, once I come from there, then I can find another thing that, oh, there's knowledge, let me grab that. That's how you raise levels in understanding of things. That's how you gain the will and know that you can do this. Because everyone's had points in their lives where they've manifested things. That's the problem, is people always want to remember the things that they failed at, so-called failed. Right? And they don't want to remember all the times they were able to manifest and bring things into their reality and see it all the way through. and see it all the way through. Once you look at only the positive shit, you'll see like, yo, I could do anything I want. I may have failed in my life, but I've succeeded way more times than I've failed. Most of us have succeeded more times than we failed. Facts. Or we probably wouldn't be alive at this point. Right? Or we'd be somewhere fucked up. Most of us who are just able to sit down, watch a YouTube video, living life, eating a couple meals a day, doing this, you've probably succeeded in your life more than you failed. So you have more than enough reasons to show you that you could do anything you want. Now, when I say do anything you want, people are like, bro, we can't fly, we can't. For those people, you guys are just out of control, right? But people always want to take your shit where you start talking about metaphysics, and they want to take it to that super metaphysical level and then try and make you seem like you're crazy. I'm not cuckoo like that. I understand the base. I understand how to keep one foot in reality, one foot in the metaphysical. I know I'm not falling for that shift anymore, right? People get caught up in that. I'm not worried about that. I know where the balance is at. But anyway, to wrap this up, we can't be out here living backwards, right? We can't be out here living in a way that's crazy. I'm out here expressing this because people were trying to come at me today. I came under attack. That was like a literal spiritual attack by someone who literally within their argument just commented back to a statement I made in the beginning to say that like if I said this, they would have been cool with it when I already had stated it, but they just put their assumption on me and just started the verbal diarrhea on me. So like I just had to come out here and talk about people living backwards, and not just living backwards psychologically, not even living backwards in like a sense of like living with nature, because all of us are living in a sense in some ways out of tune with nature. Like all of us are doing that in a sense. Even the ones of us who are living in Babylon and living very in tune are still living in a sense out of tune with nature. So we all have to understand that that's one that we're still even chipping away at. But just living like backwards in your own mind, living out of tune with your own self, living out of tune with just principles, right? Understanding that if I can even like if I'm coming at any single person who's out here trying to spread knowledge of self, spread positivity, but I still support Kim Kardashian, I still support all these rappers, I still support going out and drinking, I still support all these things that we know are negative to our body and affect our body, then I'm living backwards. If you're gonna question me, but you've never left an angry comment on Lil Uzi Vert's page or like Wiz Khalifa's page, then you're living backwards in a sense. In some sense, because I know they're probably doing some good things in a sense. You should never spread negativity. That's like, again, when I say it, you should never spread negativity ever. However, if you're gonna spread negativity on my shit, but you could look at all these other people and just say, yo, they're cool, they're good, like I don't have anything negative to say about them, you're messed up. Instead of empowering the person here and then not giving your attention here, you're gonna come at this person here and then keep giving your power and attention to this person here. We gotta figure this out. We gotta understand how to live forwards. So when you see someone who's out here talking about the betterment of people, doing things to the betterment of people, trying to help people understand how to be healthy, how to understand things that are going on in society, bringing people together in oneness, you just support that shit. You support that. And if some things come up within it, as long as it's not egregious, as long as it's not crazy, you just leave it be. Because if 98% of that shit is good, I'm not sweating the 2%, because 98% is good. However, if I look at the being on this side, and freaking 40% is good and 60% is bad, and I'm just like, oh, most people agree with this, so I'm not gonna fuck with it, then you need to put yourself in tune. You need to start living forward, right? Because I'm about people who are living forward. If you're checking in and dialing in with me, we're trying to move forward, we're trying to live forward. You're gonna see definite representation soon of like how I'm trying to live forward, right? Because there are things in the work. I don't speak on things I'm doing until you guys can be in a position to see it, but you guys are gonna see that I'm trying to live forward and in tune, right? And my reflections know what's good. So for this, I love you all. I hope everyone is having a beautiful day. I hope everyone just sits back in their day and starts to reflect on some of the things that they're doing and how to live forward, live in tune, and live proper with themselves, live proper with their body, understand what this vessel is that they got and how to use it for the proper things, and how to properly view this society, how to properly view the beautiful energy, the beautiful life, the beautiful information that some people are giving out here. Starting to question themselves. That's the problem too. They don't feel they need to check themselves. Yes, bro. Yes. I said that. I talked on that earlier. I wasn't able to say that I was knowledgeable of anything until I said that I had no knowledge. Right? All of us have to say that we are ignorant. Like, I'm ignorant. You don't find knowledge until you first say you don't know. Until I first say I don't know, I can't ever know. Right? And most of us just think that we know. We go to college to think that we know. Right? That's like these comments today. I just want to take a quick second before I get out of this and appreciate all the commentary today. Comments were on point. I love myself. You guys are just killing it. Comments, I love when we get good comments going on the vase and in the chats. But for all my people out there, I hope you guys are having a beautiful day. For all my reflections, I hope you guys are enjoying. Get outside, get in this fresh prana, and thank you guys for stopping in. I love you all. I love myself. Have a beautiful day today.